bonjour. A few people seem to be interested in my Bakelite collection and things, so I, instead of making individual videos about every little piece, I thought I'd just make one big video, because some of them I don't actually know that much about, so they'd probably be, like 10 seconds. This is a box, thank you, goodbye. So I'll try and cover all of my Bakelite bits in one video. The lamp you've already seen, that you've already seen. This cigarette box you've probably seen in some of my other videos. Date unknown, Bakelite, gets used. Although, interestingly, cigarettes would originally go that way, but because cigarettes have sort of grown throughout the ages, I have to put them sideways now. But that was one of the first pieces I bought. It's quite nice. Right, in order to cover everything, I might as well film this as well. Hee-hee. American old Bakelite 3-way plug adapter thing, which goes into the step-down transformer. Not really much to say about that, really. I didn't polish it up or anything, so it's going to get used and dusty, so there's that. Czechoslovakian clip lamp. That was an early piece as well in my collection. Designed to be, well, to clip onto things basically. You can clip it onto your headboard, I suppose, or onto a desk. It's also got hooks so you can, well, holes, so you can mount it hanging up on the wall, which is what I've done. Probably 1940s, a bit dusty. I needed to respray. When I got it, the paint, the silver paint under the hood was all missing. Most of it was missing, because that hood does get very hot. So I resprayed it a copper coloured paint, so it puts a really nice coloured light on the wall. Original cable, it's plugged into a dimmer down there behind the TV. That lamp you've seen in one of my other videos, still illuminating my N64 when that's not on anyway. And into the kitchen, which I've tidied up. Look, I've actually got floor. Let's start with this lot. What have you seen already? That was my first ever YouTube video, the DLI Flamingo. Awesome lighter. It's been retired from active service now because I don't want to put wear and tear on it. It's taken the batteries out and the fuel out. That one you've seen because I put a valve in it and it's revolutionary. Salt, pepper and sugar pots. Green Bakelite. Box. Not much to say about that really. String box, which I thought was quite unusual. The string isn't original, it's not hundreds of years old. I had some string in my drawer, so I put that in it. Quite a nice thing. Usual mottled brown finish, very shiny actually. I didn't need to do much to it at all. It's obviously been well looked after. Box, not much to say. This was a cufflink box. If I can open it one-handed. Not put anything in it yet. And you do tend to put things in there. That's got bits of paper in it. This is, I believe these were called the Smoker's Friend. You still see these quite a bit on eBay. Very nice revolving sort of thing. I just keep little bits and bobs in it. Batteries. That's the label from that Eagle bullet lamp, so I don't lose it. As a rule, I imposed a rule on myself with this collecting lark that nothing I would buy, it either had to be functional or aesthetically pleasing to me. It had to be relevant to me in some way. Otherwise it's just going to get out of hand, it's going to get ridiculous. So everything works, everything has a function. This box for instance has batteries in it. This box has got my hair clippers in it. Quite an interesting box actually, that is. Bicycle pump still works. You have to. I can't do it one-handed because it's the spring and it's hellish strong. Ukrainian lamp that seems to celebrate some kind of space Soviet thingy or whatever. The black parts are Bakelite. The clear parts are probably lucite. That lighter you've seen in another video. Generic plug thing which came with something else. That tray is Australian. Green Bakelite, you can't really see with the light, but it is green mottled. Don't know about its age or anything. nice condition, no damage. Excuse me. Odd vacuum tube, not vacuum tube, like a flask decanter thing. It's actually yeah, well, a vacuum, an evacuated reflective bottle thing inside it. So for insulation, very unusual. Never seen another like it. Yeah, actually, I kind of broke my own rule a little bit with this one, given that I've got no hair. It's a hairdryer made by HMV, 1943, I believe. Very unusual shape. It's a centrifugal flow instead of axial flow like all modern hairdryers are. Works perfectly. I'm not going to plug it in because all you'll hear is a load of noise. I didn't bother touching up the paint or anything because I'd never get it exactly the right colour. It's all Bakelite. Not sure why they painted it in the first place. That's kind of a crime actually, because I love the look of Bakelite. But anyway, yeah, that's there. It's got a little stand. Actually, this has been used. I have used this. I used it to defrost my freezer, because that stand comes in really handy because you can just point it at the freezer and let it go. I've even got the little key for the lock on the box. That is a electric bed warmer, obviously fashioned after a hot water bottle. That was the first cable replacement I had to do, because the original cable looked very dangerous. It was split, and that's actually a PC kettle lead I attached to it. Doesn't really look too great. This was before I was aware of the replica twisted flex. Works fine though. It gets extremely hot. I actually burnt myself on that because obviously it emulates a hot water bottle, so it gets up to near 100 degrees. So yeah, that's that. 1932, I think that was made. It was actually had the data inside it on the asbestos board. There's like an asbestos board inside it with wires, heating elements wrapped around it. Excuse me. Philips infrared heat lamp. I'm not going to get this out because I might be able to show you it actually. It's in perfect condition. The box isn't, obviously. It looks like it's been kept in a stable. I don't know, this might be a bit awkward. Instructions still there. I did actually use this for a bit just to keep my feet warm. Then I contacted Philips and said, "Oh, you still make bulbs for these things?" And they were like, "No, we've not made bulbs for it since 1962." So I stopped using it, but it's in perfect condition. The actual base thing is made of Bakelite. Still on its original bulb. I can't be bothered to fish that out. It looks like that, basically. This is an unusual piece, Czechoslovakian again, very unusual actually. It's a little lamp. It's got a transformer in it. It's designed to be operated from 240 volts, so obviously they had the same voltage as the UK. The switch is a bit dodgy on it, so I don't tend to use this very often. Takes a 6 volt bulb. I'll turn it off actually. It is unfortunately damaged. It's got a crack. I don't know whether you can see. It's got a crack which runs from that corner up to the side, up to about here. So I couldn't polish it because otherwise polish would go in the crack and it'd look terrible. But it has the look of a prototype. That switch is obviously the switch that it was made with, but it doesn't look like something you would sell a finished product with, with that kind of switch on it. And if you look underneath, I don't know if you can see, it's got the serial number 001. So yeah, quite an unusual piece. Never seen another like it. Yeah, I don't trust that switch. I think that's it for that shelf. What else have I got? Big Bakelite table. Now, this was something of a disaster. If you look at that finish, it looks bloody awful. I polished it all up. It was heavily scratched and faded when I got it. So I spent ages and ages sanding it down through various grades. Then I used my Greygate Bakelite polish on it, and it looked quite nice. But then I thought, if I'm going to use this, I really need it to be a bit tougher, so I'm not worried about scratching it with glasses and things like that. So I washed it all down again. Then I thought I'll lacquer it. So I lacquered it, and of course, the lacquer didn't stick. Thank you, lacquer. Nice work. I can't be bothered to sand it all down again. Maybe I will one day, or maybe I'll just stick a tablecloth over it and be done with it. because it's just too time consuming. I'm not entirely sure this is Bakelite, that's why it's been relegated to this corner. It was sold as Bakelite, but it just doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right. I've got kind of a Bakelite spider sense, and that's definitely suspect. What else have we got? We've got some washing up going on. These canisters, tea, coffee and sugar. Probably 50s looking at them. They do get used. They've all got the aforementioned things in them. Yeah, big chunky design. I really like those. Only got those the other day. Odd asymmetrical plug splitter, socket splitter rather. If I unplug that. Look. Prongs are all on one side. Real weird. Get back in there. You know you want to. There we go. Yeah. Nothing too spectacular, but I liked it anyway. It's very unusual. I think that's about it. Oh no, Kettle. Hello, you can see me, look how shiny it is. Paul Revere Kettle, made in Korea. Probably in the 60s. The handle's Bakelite, that's stainless steel, and that's copper. The base is copper, which is tarnished and gone funny colours again. I polished that up only yesterday. Must be the gas. Maybe the gas isn't as clean as British Gas would have us believe. It's got stuff in it that you know, gets deposited or whatever. The whistle isn't Bakelite. That's some kind of soft plastic. So is the trigger. But yeah. It's all very nice. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, I think. I think that's about it. So thanks for watching. Well, actually, still thank you for watching, but that table I bought today for the mothership of my Bakelite collection, which I will probably have a video of for you next week. Something I've been after for a long while, but the fact that that's already set up to be a big centerpiece should tell you something. So watch this space.